Namaste everyone, Anuj Chabra here. Today we are going to talk about a beautiful plant and most essential plant in our cooking, and most of you must be aware of this plant, especially in southern part of India. Any cuisine what we cook, it's incomplete without the use of curry leaves. So today we are going to talk about curry plant. Very easy to grow, highly aromatic, and it has, you can say, so much of health benefits also. Especially it's good for your eyes, hair, and very good for your digestive problems too. So today we are going to learn something about how to select a potting mix, or the nutrition, or you can say the fertilizer or the pest attack, whatever the problems, the challenges we face in growing it. So step by step we'll be covering that. The first thing is, this plant you can grow either with the help of seeds or with the help of cuttings also. Make sure if you are taking a cutting, it should be a little on a soft wood kind cutting. Don't go for very lighter green kind of a cutting. And the curry leaves what we buy from the market, sometimes we feel that we can grow them, after removing the leaves we can grow those stems, but it won't work, because it has to be immediately put in the soil, and they take it from a you can say that it's for a long time they have been plucked from the tree, so they won't you can say the successful propagation is not possible in those things. Otherwise, if you see some trees and immediately you'll try to propagate them, yes, success rate is quite high. And if you want to grow with the seeds, make sure the seed should be really fresh. If you buy seeds from online or from any store, make sure they are not very old, because if the seeds are quite old, the germination won't be there. And try sourcing it from any of your friends or any gardener whom you know they have this plant. See, once this plant grows, initially you will see that much. This is a smaller plant. In these two plants I have, these all are growing from the seeds. So initially it is like this, and to this much distance if you see, no leaves are there, and at the top part the leaves are there. Whenever you grow this plant, so initial you can say 1 year there is hardly any growth. Sometimes we don't even come to know that whether the plant is doing any growth or it's just like that. So we get scared, and what happens, so many things we keep asking our friends and relatives, and then whoever is doing gardening, and so many things we keep on spraying on it just to boost its growth. But honestly telling, leave it for 1 year, just give normal fertilizing, compost, all that thing, but don't spray anything as such specifically, because this plant is like that. Initial 1 year it takes to settle down. Once it is really established, this is almost 6 to 7 months now. So once it is nicely established, then it doesn't need any care at all, and it will grow like this. Now whenever you have you'll see the plant is growing like this, and to whichever height you want it to stop. Now see, at this point it has started bearing flowers and seeds, and if you don't want your plants to bear seeds, because what happens whenever this plant starts bearing the seeds, the whole energy of the plant goes towards making the seed. So the plant becomes little on a weaker side. So make sure, if you don't want seeds, try pinching it here, so that the plant can put all its energy on its leaves. So this is the small tiny, you can say, white color flowers it comes. Already the flowering is over, now it's in the seed formation. I have not pinched it because I wanted to show you people. So this is the time. I'll just pinch it because I don't want seed formation to happen, and I want my plant to stay in this height only. And now see, if I have pinched it here, so gradually more branches it will come from different sides. So my plant will become bushy, and at the same time it's within my reach. So no need to let it grow too much. So even if the plant, if you let it grow too tall, then you need to have that bigger container also, because my container, it's little 15 inches container, so I don't want too tall my plant to be. And make sure This plant, as we always say, basically we use this plant for the aroma and for the leaves. This plant does not bear any such fruits and all. Even if the seeds are there, it said it's not edible. So because we grow this for the leaves sake, so as I always keep telling you that at the plants which are you can say more foliage or the more leaves are required, so that means they need more of nitrogen based fertilizers. So the compost, Jivamrita, Ghana Jivamrita, whatever you can source or you can make, try giving such nutritions which are rich in nitrogen. I have made videos for making of Jivamrita also, compost also. Yes, compost tea is really good. At frequent intervals you can give a spray of compost tea, and no need to give banana fertilizers or rock phosphate to this plant, because that is more for the plant which bear flowers and fruits. This is basically for the leaves. Now when we talk about the container, initially you can have 6 to 8 inches. As the plant grows, there will be root bound, so that time it's a time to shift it to a bigger container. If you still have space bigger than this also, you can have a container. So maximum I have one more plant that is growing in a 20 inches pot, so I feel it's doing really well. Regular pinching is required. Make sure the plant is bushy. Regular monitoring is required so that there is no pest attack. And as I told you, we always use this plant for its leaf, so never take the leaves only, remove the leaf with this center part, center leaf blade. Okay, so what happens if we take it out like this? So from that point new leaves will emerge. If only the leaves we are going to pluck, this plant will not do that well. Okay, that is one thing. Apart from this, this plant, as I told you, because it's too much of leaf growth is there and we consume the leaf part of it, so we really want the aroma to be good. So they say that it's more of buttermilk, sour buttermilk. If you keep giving regular supply of sour buttermilk to this, either you spray it or give it in the soil, so that enhances the flavor and taste of this curry plant. And apart from that, because it's a leafy plant and we want the leaves to be really fresh, aromatic and healthy, all the nutritional content should be present in this, so it needs more of nitrogen, magnesium and sulfur. So Epsom salt is a very good option for that. So if you have Epsom salt at a regular intervals, you can just take a little 1 or 2 spoon in your hand, and then you can put it around the soil, or you take 1 liter 1 teaspoon of 1 liter of water, 1 teaspoon of Epsom salt, dissolve it properly and then spray it to your plant once in a month. That also it's really good. Apart from this, this is the nutritional part. Now apart from this plant is generally easy caring, but yeah, some problems it faces, that is the mealybugs, aphids, scales. So small insects will be there, they'll cover the whole stem. That is one thing. And at the same time, yeah, leaf spots will be there, and fungal attacks will also be there on the leaves. So we have to, as I told you, the plant has to be really rich with the nutrition in the soil. So always focus on making the soil rich rather than feeding it to the plant. If the soil is rich, definitely the plant will be healthy. So if you want to control about the pest and all, recently I have made one video about fermentation of rice and pulses. That liquid is, you can say, it's perfect for this kind of a plant. So try making that. You can watch my video, try making that and keep spraying that at regular intervals. That's a rich source of all the nutrients and micronutrients what this plant needs, and at the same time it controls all your you can say the mealybugs, aphids and all that attack. Apart from that, the fungal attack, what I said, for that you have to have with you wood ash. Okay, so wood ash is a very good source of sulfur. At the same time, it controls the fungal attack of the plant. So you can give it either to the soil, but excess of giving to the soil changes the pH of the soil. You can check the video for the pH also. the pH of the soil should not be changed. So what we can do, once you water the plants, the leaves will be wet. So you can just take this and you can just spread it over the leaves. So what happens, this way if you do, if the leaves are wet, so this gets a thin layer of wood ash comes on the leaves, and the leaves directly from their stomata, they absorb sulfur. So they need really for their chlorophyll, the sulfur, the magnesium, all these things. So the color of the leaves will be really green and fresh. So that is one thing. Apart from this, though this plant is really aromatic, but still to repel few of the pests, you can grow some herbs. I have grown this Indian borage, or you can grow oregano, basil, or any such things, so that the pests can be repelled. And one more thing, as I told you, it needs too much of nitrogen. So make sure any legume variety like beans. So you can, if you have space, you can grow that also together with this. So what happens, not for the sake of harvest, only thing is because this keeps a regular supply of nitrogen to your soil, and this is a leafy plant and it needs a regular supply of nitrogen. So otherwise, if you are not growing this, once in 10 days, one handful of compost, vermicompost or aerobic compost, whatever you do, that you can give. Spray of compost tea you can give, that's really healthy. And whenever you grow such kind of a plant, make sure you keep them around with some floral, some herbs, these kind of a plant, so that the ecosystem is really good around it. And this watering part, if I talk, make sure the soil is never too dry, okay, and the soil should be really, you can say it's neither too wet nor too dry. At the same time, it should not be too hard also. This plant loves to have a moist soil. At the same time, it loves good sunlight. So keep it in a place where good sunlight is there, and watering not too much, but yeah, it loves to have a moist soil. Apart from this, many a times people say that some caterpillars or small insects are eating the leaves. Yeah, this is a favorite plant of Mormon butterflies. So they tend to lay eggs, and the whole their metamorphosis happens around this plant. So if you can spare one plant for them, that's good enough. Otherwise, it's kind of a natural pruning to your plants. Even if those caterpillars, they'll eat your leaves, ultimately they'll turn into butterfly, and these leaves again it will regrow. So we don't have to worry too much. Or if you have space, let 1 or 2 extra curry plants grow in your terrace, so you can see the entire metamorphosis happening. So it's a very easy growing plant. Make sure you observe it daily, because at this initial stage only, if you have seen any infestation happening, so we can control it at that time. Sometimes, yeah, the viral attack will be there, the scales will be there, or you can see when you cut the stems, inside the hollow part will be there, the stem borer kind of effect is there. So if all those things are there, it is you can say it's incurable. So that is the best time to discard this plant. Otherwise, that virus infection can spread to the other plants also, which in turn in your terrace, whatever the other plants are there, can be affected. So take time to observe your plants, so that at the smallest stage only, if some problem is there, we can control them. I hope all the things I could cover. In case something is left out, you can write in the comment section, so I'll try to answer that. Thank you very much.